We are live on the Facebook, the LinkedIn, the YouTube. You know, I'm abandoning Instagram because I don't like their style. They allow you to go live on Instagram, but they don't retain the video.
What's the point?
So as soon as you're done with the broadcast, the video goes away. So
no thanks.
Absolutely no point.
Right.
Okay, here comes the intro. Fingers crossed. It's always a delay. You're listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Grow Clinton is a 501c6 nonprofit economic community development and tourism organization based in Clinton, Iowa. For more information, visit growclinton.com. Again, that's growclinton.com. Now, back to the show. What's happening, all you lovely listeners out there in podcast land? Welcome back to the Grow Clinton podcast. You know it, you love it, you know where to find it. All your major podcatchers, whether it be iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, any of them. They're all out there. Check it out, Grow Clinton Podcast. Tell your friends, folks. We're looking to beat Joe Rogan. The podcast
easy.
listens. Easy.
Simple.
So tell your friends about the Grow Clinton Podcast. As always, I am your host, Andy Sokolovich, joined by Jenny Home from our office. Jenny, what's happening?
It's so hot outside, but you know what's hotter? Our guest.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, cool. It is warm outside.
Mm-hmm.
However, and I was sad to hear that the Music on the Avenue, scheduled for tonight, the 24th of July, 2025, has been canceled.
Smart move, though.
The act, they drive from Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Tennessee. We love them. So I understand why they need to cancel, because there is some rain.
Oh, yeah. You got to be safe.
Well, and they bring out a ton of equipment.
Yeah.
They're a large band. I think they're, a 10-piece?
Yeah.
That's why they're 10 of Soul.
10 of Soul.
I'm guessing. I have no idea. I'm not intimately aware of their naming style or what the process
I think
was.
you're onto something there, though.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm onto? Hardcore.
What?
High-speed fiber internet. That's right, folks. The Grow Clinton podcast is powered by Miles Communications, offering us wicked fast, high-speed fiber internet right to our doorstep here at 721 South 2nd Street, ensuring that we can continue to broadcast this amazing Grow Clinton podcast. Check them out, milestelephone.com, milestelephone.com for all your high-speed internet needs. They do commercial and residential. If they're not in your neck of the woods, they are on their way. milestelephone.com. Great guest today, Jenny. She didn't have far to go.
Well, you are?
I'm sorry, man. What is your
name?
What
is your name?
I'm Stacy Borgeson. Yes, just traveled down the hall, around the corner.
Yeah, you actually have the closest trip.
Yes.
To get to the podcast studio. So Stacy Borgeson is our Director of Workforce Development and Talent Attraction here at Grow Clinton. She's been with us since the time of the merger, so 3 years now, a little over. And she does an excellent job identifying ways to bring awareness to the careers that are available in our own backyard, connecting students with educational opportunities, working with employers, connecting them to educators so they know what skill sets are needed to support their businesses, and a slew of other things. So, Stacy, welcome to the Grow Clinton podcast.
Hey, thanks.
I can tell you are excited.
This is my favorite thing ever.
So, Stacy, we had a great meeting today. Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about where we met and who was here?
Yes. So, actually, I just got back in the office about a half an hour ago. We met out at Lion Del Basel out on Highway 30, and we met with the Director and Deputy Director of Iowa Workforce Development, Georgia and Miss
Beth Townsend.
Miss Beth Townsend.
Yeah.
So we had about a 2-hour meeting out there to discuss basically the needs of our employers here in our area, what is needed from a training standpoint, from an education standpoint, the pipeline. So we had educators there from a few schools and then a handful of employers there as well, just to kind of facilitate a conversation.
Explain to us what the pipeline is. If you say pipeline, what does that mean?
Pipeline. So the pipeline is more or less, it's our students that are in school now that will be coming into the workforce either after graduation or after some sort of schooling, whether it be a certificate program with a community college, a 2-year degree, or even a 4-year degree. So it's the talent pipeline. So it's those younger students that are in school now that we need to educate and have them ready to be entered into our workforce.
So it's incumbent upon some organization, and luckily it's us here at Grow Clinton, to ensure that these students, these impressionable young students, are aware that they can make a very good living coming right out of high
Amazing.
school, maybe it's a
Yes.
certificate program. One of those programs that Stacy was an integral part of setting up was the process technology program through Clinton Community College. Now you ask yourself, what is process technology? Well, really, in layman's terms, this is how I describe it to myself. It is the movement of usually some kind of material, liquid-based, from point A to point B. So chemical processing. Every plant in our community, whether it be Nestle Purina Pet Care, Lyondell-Basell, 3M, Archer Daniels Midland, ADM, or Lyondell, has some sort of transmission of liquids within their plant. Now, the people that work on all that stuff are called operators. And one of the things that we heard today was 50% of the workforce at Lyondell are operators. And one of the things that we never had in this community was an educational pipeline or program for operators.
Doesn't make sense.
So, Stacy, tell us a little bit about the process technology program through CCC.
So the program, actually, I've almost been here 5 years. It'll be
That's
5
right.
Wow,
years.
stepping back.
We worked
September.
together in the development corporation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So back 5 years ago when I had started, the process technology program wasn't really a program. It was an idea at the time.
Yeah, conceptual.
Yes. So we have been talking about this for well over 5 years now. And, to come in, and Joe Hoinkes he's the most passionate man I've ever met about this program.
Well, he's a Philadelphia boy. So
That's right.
Right.
He's got passion.
So he really got the ball rolling with this, and we basically got the people together who needed this program within their industry and got the college involved, and lo and behold, we have a program now. So there's 10 courses. It can be done in as little as 2 semesters. And
So 1 year.
1 year, yep. And you can have a certificate. And the great thing about this program right now is there are scholarships available for it through the different employers that are with it, as well as the community college. And also, upon completion of this certificate program, there will be a career fair that will be held at Eastern Iowa Community College. And those three, Lyondell and 3M and ADM, will all be there interviewing these
Guaranteed
certificate.
job interview for those that complete the program.
It just makes sense. I mean, can you believe that we've gone this long without something like that? And we talk about it all the time about the difference between, some people are meant for a 4-year college and that 4-year degree and
Well,
everything
you're
like
looking
that.
at one. That was never in my plan at all. I
Right.
wanted nothing but to get out of school. I had no desire to put my cheeks in those seats anymore.
Right. No
and
more.
learn. I mean, I wanted to learn, but I wanted to do on-the-job training.
Right.
I wanted to apply my skills immediately. And, you're right. College is not for everybody.
Right.
And part of this program, they'll be able to tour the facilities as well to see, maybe they like one better than the other or whatnot, or just see kind of firsthand, what they would be getting into after they do get the certificate.
And when you think about it, you get out of school when you're 18, right? You might start this program then. When you're done, almost 20 years old, when you get a job, you're starting to make money already. You're not just racking up debt.
We promote the average salary for an operator in a chemical manufacturing plant or food processing is right around $56,000 annually to start. Now, that is pulled off the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The reality is those companies that are involved in this program pay more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Much more
There is an
competitive.
opportunity, honestly, for you to make 6 figures in like as little as year 4.
Can you imagine you're 23 years old?
And you know how much this course costs, this certificate course?
How much?
$8,000.
What an investment in yourself.
And then not only that, but Stacy said there's scholarships. So
Yeah.
through the Paul B. Scher Foundation, through Clinton Community College, there's scholarships available. Lyondell and all the supporting companies are offering scholarships. We here at Grow Clinton are raising some funds as well to support scholarships. So, if you're a scholarship recipient, $8,000. I mean, I say you cut that in half.
Right.
4 G's, and you're in a certificate program with a guaranteed interview with our region's largest employers.
Even at $8,000, that is an investment. Think about how much 1 year of school at a 4-year university costs. What an investment in yourself.
1 year at a
8,000.
region university, University of Iowa, University of Northern Iowa, Iowa State, or you go to a private college like Clark or something like that.
Yeah.
All great institutions, nothing
Yeah,
wrong with them,
for
but
sure.
man, you were going to come out with a serious amount of student loan. So crazy because my wife, I'm very proud of her, but she was one of only 17 recipients in the state to receive a payoff of her federal student loans through the Department of Human Health and Services in Iowa.
What a relief.
So we got a check in the mail, a very large check, the largest check I ever had my hands on, and she deposited into our bank account. Now that all goes to pay her for student loans,
but
and then
still.
you have to provide proof that you submitted the payment and everything, and payoff request. But
what a relief.
but yeah, I couldn't imagine. And I'm saying the point of that whole story is the check was massive because her student loan debt is massive. And that's just a small portion of her student loan debt. I mean, she has her BNS or BSN. I don't know what it is. BSN. What's BNS?
Nothing.
Building Neighborhood Services. So she's a registered nurse. She has her BSN, and then now she has her DNP, which is her doctorate in nursing practice. But I completely understand 100% why she needs the education she needs to have.
Sure.
Because obviously she's taking care of patients, children.
Lives.
I understand
Lives.
that. But there are so many career fields out there that do not require that level of education. And man, I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of friends back home who went to college for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years and came out with a bachelor's, you know?
Here.
So it's like, you know, some of these folks are just like racking up that student loan debt because their loans are in deferment because they're actively going to school. But man, I tell you what, as soon as you graduate and you put that cap and gown on and you get hit with that first bill, oh, geez.
It's a reality check.
The interest percentages associated with those,
crazy.
20%.
At least, 26.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. So
Crazy.
So to learn more about the process technology program, Stacy, where does somebody go if they're interested?
I would go to the Eastern Iowa Community College website, type in process technician, and you will get all the information there that you need to get registered. And all the courses are listed, and it's all right there.
And the courses were designed specifically to meet the demands of those employers.
Correct.
So while there is like a basic physics course and there's some basic what else is in the chemistry, this is not like, you know, we're not creating the atom bomb here. You're just learning the basics of chemistry, probably stuff that you can carry over from your high school.
And you may already know. Stuff from the Weather Channel that you can apply.
Weather guessers. They drive
Weather
me nuts.
guessers.
Yeah. So there's a lot of cool things. Again, that's process technology. We refer to it as the P-Tech program, available right here at Clinton Community College. The instructor for that program, for the entire curriculum, is a great gentleman who's retired from Lyondell-Basell, also worked at ADM for a period.
Knows his stuff.
He knows exactly what those companies want. Not only in the demand skill sets and the knowledge-based stuff like chemistry and physics and basic mathematics and things like that, but also those basic soft skills, if you will. I don't really love saying soft skills, but like employability skills, showing up on time, looking somebody in the eye, being dependable, being trustworthy, things that you would think are just like a given. Yeah, they're not.
They're not anymore.
No,
they're not. And
and some people have a hard time with that. I mean, so they need to have that kind of training. But one thing that I think is really amazing that you did was the video with the kids in school about. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we just talked about that this morning too. So 7 years ago, we did a video. This was prior to my time. We did a video of what's made in the Clinton region, went out to the middle school and interviewed some 7th and 8th graders just to see what they thought was made in Clinton. And we got our typical answers of corn and dog food, essentially. And so we redid that video since it's been a minute. So went out again and kind of had the same answers.
Yeah.
They didn't really know what was all going on in Clinton. So from that, we actually went out to those manufacturers here in the area and interviewed them as far as what they do. And it's not just making dog food. All of these manufacturing plants, they have so many different departments that have so many different opportunities within them. So we created that video. It got a lot of traction out on our socials. And they've shared it within the schools, and I'm sure they'll share it again. And it was really fun to actually work on that project.
Yeah.
And when we talked about it today at the meeting this morning, I kind of just had an idea because we talked about sometimes it's the parents that don't really know what goes on inside a manufacturing plant. The kids only know what they're told and what they've heard and seen. And so if they're told it's dirty, it's smelly, it's hot, it's this, it's that, that's what they're going to believe. So maybe we'll go out and shoot a video and ask some adults what they think is
that's a great idea.
Done in the Clinton region.
Yeah.
Young professionals, college students, high school students alike, they're very impressionable. And the people that have the most influence in their life are their peers and their parents. And if the parents say, you are smarter than that, you don't want to work in a stinky factory.
Right.
I tell you,
come on.
shove it, because that's not the reality.
Where's the money? Why do you go to school?
And
You
there
go to
was a
school
time,
for money.
we've all seen the movies. Look at Rudy. They worked at a steel mill.
Right.
It was a dirty, wiping the sweat off your brow, no air conditioning, 10,000 square feet of manufacturing space with a single rotating fan in the middle, no airflow, no comfort.
That's pretty old timey, though.
Yes, it is.
You
walk
could
into
eat
our
off
plants.
the floor at Nestle.
Yeah, my dog eats
Yeah,
better
you
than I
could.
do.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Hardcore.
here's another thing too. That is good, honest American work. I'm going to say American work.
There you go, America.
It is good, honest work, and that you make money at it. And like we said, there's not going to be a lot of debt associated with getting educated to get into these jobs.
And this is not, I don't want to say a scary part, but this is the reality. If organizations like ours do not develop these programs in partnership with our industry, in partnership with the community college, and we fail to promote them effectively, generate awareness, some of these companies that are beloved here in our community could potentially go away.
They could die. Yep.
Because they need to have that steady flow of workforce. And especially now, I'm seeing it all across the region.
Yeah.
Some of these companies have been hanging their hats on those folks that work in there for a very long time. And what are those professionals doing now? Retiring. And the succession plan for some of these folks that just have decades of institutional knowledge isn't there. So they're thinking to themselves, okay, now who? Okay, who's going to come up in the ranks? Who's going to take this position? So if you promote somebody, what happens then? You got to fill that person's position. And it just goes all the way down the line, all the way to the starting level positions within these manufacturing plants. And we have to ensure that our young professionals know what's available and that they don't have to leave the community. If you want to go out and soil your wild oats, go out, get crazy, go to California and surf, and then realize you can't afford to buy a surfboard, because the cost of living is through the roof, and you're living in a van down by the river. That's something you need to experience. But I'm telling you, when you get to the point, especially once you find a husband, wife, and you have kids, and you come, you think about, ooh, dear old mom and dad are still back in Clinton. The cost of daycare is extremely expensive. I might just want to move back home.
Right.
Because I want mom and dad to help take care of the kids. Where am I going to work?
Right.
And that's where we come in, connecting those people with the career opportunities that are available here.
And that's Stacy's gig.
It's my jam.
Stacy, another thing, another video series, Women in Manufacturing. That's a great one.
Yes, so it's been a minute. We
got to
need
get that back
We
up
got to
and
touch
running.
back into that. So
The hard
Still
part's
out
not
there, though.
the hard part with that is not finding qualified individuals to highlight.
Yeah.
It's finding qualified individuals to highlight that want to do it.
that are willing to
Come
go on
on.
camera.
Yeah.
Come on, support your community, do it.
There's a lot of women that work in manufacturing, and it's like I said, it's not maybe just working on a machine. It's all the other departments within a facility that they're needed to be run. If they're not there, then things aren't operational.
There was a period of time in Clinton here not so long ago where most of the major industries here were run by women.
Yeah, it continues to be. I mean, we see a rotation of plant managers and site managers alike. Joe Hoinkus, prior to him moving here, it was Jerry Hernandez. She did a great job. Now she's in the Netherlands or something like that, running a huge chemical processing plant through Lyondell-Basell. But yeah, we had Amy Kerr. She was running the Purina plant for a couple years.
Vicky Larson
over at Clysar.
still there.
Yeah, she's still there. So yeah, we have a manufacturing video series we call Women in Manufacturing. But it is hard, and I do understand. I'm a different breed. You put a microphone in my face and a camera, I'm excited. I love it. I never met a stage that did not call my name.
Andy.
But I do understand how for some, it can be very frustrating and cause a little bit of anxiety to get in front of the camera. So
yeah.
But we'll kickstart that. Also, we created a video in partnership with Joe Howard for the PTech program. Tell us a little bit about that video.
So Joe, we kind of gave him free reign with it. We wanted to find another outlet to promote the process technology program. So we just kind of gave him a little bit of the information, and he kind of ran with it and turned it into about a minute's worth of basically what your life could be like if you graduated from this certificate program and got a job at one of these 3 industries here.
Yeah,
and
nice trucks, nice houses.
Oh my gosh.
Nice car.
Yes.
Nice house.
Yeah, and
all
it's
the
not all
things.
about the material things. We understand that,
Doesn't
but we're
hurt.
trying to focus on what motivates 16, 17,
Money
18-year-olds, and that's something they're looking at is
Security.
financial security, getting out of mom and dad's house, finding a place of their own. And what better way to do it than to take advantage of a program that's cost-effective, affordable, local, and quick.
I'll tell you what, though, when you're 16, 17, 18 years old, you're in high school, and all you're hearing is how expensive school is, how expensive life is, bills, the whole thing. All of that is so scary and anxiety.
I couldn't even imagine it.
Inducing. You know, and you hear it all the time, the economy, this, that, and the other. And to know that there's a program out there, you can talk about the material aspect of that because it's security. You know, if you don't want to buy the material stuff, you'll still be able to save. You'll be able to, you know, have a set future where you're not worried.
Yeah, invest. I mean, there's a lot of cool things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was that kid. I was 17, 18 years old, and the idea of going to college make my stomach turn. And I just remember my mom saying, like, have you scheduled your SATs yet? Like, okay, I'll go and wing it and see how I do.
Yeah.
And then I took the ASVAB, the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude and Battery Tests in high school, scored decently on that, which was surprising because I didn't do great on my SATs, but the questions on the ASVAB are not as confusing, if that makes sense.
Confusing. It's like they're trying
They're
to
more
trick you.
literal. They just want you to supply the correct answer. It's not an easy exam, but it's challenging, but it's definitely something different. And then the military called my name. I mean, the idea of serving my country was obviously a huge benefit, but the fact that I got a paycheck on day one was a huge benefit. And then they paid for some college that I do have, an associate's in airway science, which I don't know what to do with associates in airway science. But yeah, I couldn't imagine what it's like. You know, I never had the desire to go off to college and hit the whole party scene and do all that stuff. But I couldn't imagine like getting out of school and getting that first bill and seeing the balance owed.
Right. And I'll tell you what, when I was in school, I think I've told you a million times, all I wanted to do was be a mom. That was my goal. I wanted to be a mom. But if I were presented with this opportunity of this P-TECH program, 1 year, I think I would do it.
Yeah.
I would have done that in a heartbeat.
It's a great opportunity. So, yeah, a couple things. One, changing the mindset of parents regarding what manufacturing is in 2025.
Right. It's where the money is.
Well-lit, tremendous amount of skills you can learn, on-the-job training. Some of our employers have internships and apprenticeships, and it's really cool. And you know what? If you don't like it, you're out maybe $8,000. But you have a certificate; it's going to follow you,
right?
And you tried something, and you did it, and you've shown to future employers that you're capable of seeing something through to fruition,
right?
And working
1 year of your life.
And you know, many employers won't look at you unless you have some work experience,
right? That's the truth.
I know we're the same way here at Grow Clinton. I mean, we got resumes and stuff when we were hiring for the position of director of placemaking and tourism. And there's some that we received that the individual did not have any work experience.
That's just a given.
You're rolling the dice,
right?
You know, and luckily for us, I mean, we had the autonomy to be able to say, okay, we'll still interview you. But a lot of these hiring processes are automated, so they just start removing things. It's a process of elimination, and it's a computer doing it. It's not a human being. So you need something. You need to get it because you're going to have to be able to build a resume, and that's a really difficult thing for students, those that are actually approaching graduation, to wrap their heads around. Is you're going to have experience. You can't do nothing and expect to get hired somewhere.
Right, and this is a good foot in the door.
Excellent
foothold.
Foot in the door.
So, Stacy, tell me something. This job, what is your favorite part?
Favorite part of my job now?
Yep.
I would probably say, this is going to sound maybe kind of weird.
The staff.
Your boss.
Leadership.
The fact that I'm the farthest away from everyone in the whole entire office. No, I really enjoy the relationships that I've made with the local businesses and the schools. Sometimes different places are revolving doors. So there's, you're going to meet with different people, but I've made some really good connections with our local manufacturers and just other businesses in the area, as well as with our schools. I think we all work pretty well together. And that's something that we're always trying to work on as far as our communication goes. We kind of created a little collaboration group where we want to try to streamline a little bit more of our processes as far as to getting schools into the businesses and vice versa. Yeah. Instead of everyone, just bombarding
free for all.
Everyone, have a little bit more of a structure to it. Yeah. So we've met once. We're going to meet again here in August before school gets started. We have some new people in some roles within the schools as well. So I think it's a good time for everyone to kind of get together and just kind of piece things together and see how we want things to look moving forward.
No, absolutely. I mean, I'm very proud of you for doing that because I did some of what you're doing back in the day, and the whole too many cooks in the kitchen type thing was a reality. I mean, you had everybody focused on the same ultimate goal. Nobody was collaborating. No. You would have one school calling an employer to set up a tour. Another school was calling the same employer to try to set up a tour. Companies just don't have a ton of free time.
They really don't. They don't. They like to have that organized. They're not just going to shut down the plants for the bus of students that want to come in with no notice. Mm-hmm. So you need a coordinator, you need a facilitator, you need a point person. And Stacy stepped up really to fill that role to ensure all these work-based learning coordinators throughout the various K through 12 districts and the community college now have a point of contact. They can call Stacy. Stacy can do the legwork, set everything up, and we can make sure it is, again, seamless and efficient. And you have in November, I think you're planning a
career
fair.
September.
I thought, okay, sorry. You're right.
September.
She would know. She's planning it, so.
Well, yeah, September 16th. It's a Tuesday.
That's my mother's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom. She listens to all these.
I know she does.
So it's a Tuesday, and I actually just solidified it yesterday at the Wild Rose Casino. So it's going to be 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and I'm working on getting the registration form completed, and I will get that sent out to all my local employers to sign up to have a table out there. It's going to be free for those that would like to join us out there. So yeah, September 16th.
Yeah, good. Career fairs they're a funky thing.
They are.
We are kind of, I don't want to say forced to do them, but it's expected that we do them. And while we put a lot of effort into it, we can't control the attendance. There's some people out there to believe there's a sea of skilled workers that are unemployed. No, our workforce participation rate is pretty dang high.
Right.
And our unemployment rate is pretty dang low.
Right.
So meaning that if you're skilled, more than likely you're employed.
You're already working.
So that means you have to leave one employer to go support another. Nothing wrong with that. But that also means
fixing the problem.
But that also means that people getting folks to a career fair, some don't want to be seen there in the middle of the day because they're to get back to your existing employer. But we're going to do it. Stacy's going to do a great job. Fingers are crossed. It's going to be very successful. Hopefully, we get some traffic from both Clinton, Comanche, Fulton, DeWitt, and draw
Everybody's
a decent
welcome.
crowd.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody's welcome. So.
And to kind of piggyback off that, a week or so ago, we had the Iowa Works Mobile Career Center here up at the Hy-Vee parking lot, and we saw 26 individuals.
That's great.
So that is actually a huge influx from the last time we did it because we saw 12. So we more than doubled that.
And the first time was what? Was that the first time? We only did it twice?
Yeah, we've only done it twice. Yep.
The first time they didn't show up. The bus didn't show up.
They forgot. But
which helps when they're here because
Yeah,
that really
it
really
does.
guarantees engagement.
Get
when
the
they're
people
Really,
there.
not a good day.
People
that
just don't
wasn't a
show
good
up to
day.
empty parking lots.
not usually.
Hoping that something will happen.
But Iowa Works is in the library twice a month, and Marcus sees anywhere from 3 to 5 people a day to help them with anything they need, whether it be resume writing or just even applying for jobs, different things like that. So, he's seeing 10 people a month maybe. We saw 12 in a day, and then we saw the 26 in a day. I did hear the day after that someone was already hired.
Cool.
So that's a good story.
Yeah.
That's a good success story in my eyes. And the funny thing is, well, I guess not funny, but the thing is we did the thing on a Wednesday, right? Yeah. So she had just moved to Clinton on Saturday.
What?
from Florida or something, and
Found a job.
she saw the bus and she came over. So she didn't hear about it on Facebook or anything like that. She saw the bus
saw
and
it.
walked by and came
So,
over.
but
and
for your efforts, this young lady would not have
See?
employment, or she'd still
That's
be out there
right.
on the hunt.
so that's kind of a little soft spot for me. So I'm glad that she
You
was
Yeah.
gotta count your wins when you
able to
can.
find something. So
Speaking of those that are employed or those job seekers, we have a thing called the Career Awareness Program. I know technically it's still available on our
CAP app?
website.
Cap app.
yes, so you can go on to our website and
GrowClinton.com.
growclinton.com and go to careers, and there's the jobs page, and you can also fill out, it's kind of like a little application. It's just general information, and then upload your resume, and those get sent to me, and then from there I forward them on to about 50 different HR folks in our area, and if they see a fit or see some skills that they're looking for, they will reach out.
And that's
How slick is that?
that is
right?
so slick. I mean, that
Yep.
exposure in one place,
Yes.
one click.
I
Yep.
had a great one not that long ago, and he was very responsive too. So I'd emailed him and I told him that I sent it out to everybody, and good luck. And he responded, and he was just very appreciative. And a couple other businesses responded like, this is a great resume, and they had already reached out to him.
Ooh.
And the ironic thing was he actually showed up at the bus as well. That last Wednesday, and I didn't get to meet him. I found out after the fact that that was actually him. So hopefully he's landed something by now, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that were
Wow.
interested in him. So that
Yeah.
was, and
Well,
he actually just moved here from the state of Washington.
People
So-
if
are
you're a
moving
job
here.
seeker, you want employers fighting over you.
That's right.
Yeah.
You don't want to be out there pounding the pavement. I mean, you do what you got to do, but man, if you
Right.
could just go to growclinton.com, click on careers, upload your resume.
a good
Stacy
start.
does all the hard work.
Right.
And then you have dozens and dozens of employers have your information. You don't have to
Sit
do
back
anything.
and
Just sit back
wait.
with the phone
Yeah.
ring. Very simple. I love it.
Woo.
It's like the buy now one click button that Amazon has. Very simple, very
Very
effective.
simple.
Well, Stacy, I just want to say that you're doing a phenomenal job.
Hey, thanks.
Keep it up. Your efforts do not go unnoticed here. I know sometimes at Grow Clinton, this is for everybody, even Jenny. We get so busy that often we lose focus of like everything else that's going on. I know from like my position as the president, and I do a lot with the industrial development side of things. The Lincoln Way Industrial Rail and Air Park takes a lot of my attention away from stuff, and I don't always have the flexibility, which is my fault, to issue praise when praise is due. But to both you and Jenny and any of the other staff members, we love what you've been able to accomplish, and it's recognized throughout the community, and it's recognized by our board of directors.
Thank you.
I can't even imagine. Like the other day, I did try to close my eyes and think of a world without Grow Clinton. Like,
Yes.
what would that look like? Just imagine the things that would not be accomplished.
I
We do
know
a lot of stuff.
I
We
get
do
a lot
so
of
much stuff.
We're a catch-all
Really,
for everything.
I get great feedback
Yeah.
about our organization and how we're in the community and what we're doing to make it a great place to live.
Industrial development, small commercial development, small businesses, entrepreneurial development, workforce development. Jenny's always out engaging our members in the community, talking about what their pain points are, what keeps them up at night. How can we solve their problems? Ashley Hatterberg in our office, Director of Marketing and Event Planning, void of her skill sets, we wouldn't be able to host the networking opportunities that we do.
Right.
She's extremely detail-oriented, does a phenomenal job ensuring that our events go off without a hitch. What's cool is I usually don't have to do anything. Just show up.
Show up.
She takes care of all the logistics, which I value. And it's neat.
Here's the thing. Even it's as silly or small, and it's not small to me as it might sound. The feedback I get a lot is that we do all these great things. Most of them are called out, the things that we're doing, but the consistent thing that I hear is our positive attitude and how much we all love where we are and all that we're doing to make people excited about where we live.
What's the point about being negative? What is going to be
help.
solved?
If you don't like it, change it or leave.
Right.
Well, you guys know my rule.
Right.
I say this all the time. If you come into my office with a complaint, you got to have
Solution.
at least a recommended solution. Yes. Something. Because it bugs me to no end when I see people either on social media, out and about, and I hear a stream of complaints with no potential solutions offered. And that
Right.
to me is like, you don't have the right to complain unless you're putting thought into coming up with a solution. How are we going to solve this problem?
Right. And
What's-
negativity does not lead
No,
to success. I
it's-
mean, we had Deanna on yesterday. Deanna, I'm going to call her Bussy, but it's Posey. But we had her on yesterday, and she was saying, I love Clinton, and she was such a positive person, and look at how successful she is.
No. Yep. Nope. Success begets success. And you just keep surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
Right.
You focus, you give back to the community you serve. It doesn't have to be financially. It can be just donation of time, effort, or something simple. If you're walking down the street and you see a can, pick it up, throw it away. It's integrity, doing the right thing when nobody's looking.
Pride in your
You know?
place.
And now we have Sarah Smith on our team doing the tourism component. We were void of anybody in that position for about a year. She's got some great ideas and a strategy she's looking to implement to draw more tourists to our community and really highlight the assets that we have, from the Lumber King Stadium all the way to the band shell down on Riverfront, the Showboat,
Right.
Eagle Point Park. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But again, I sent an email to her the other day and I said this, and I stand by it, and she agrees. No matter what you do, if you don't make people aware of what you have, they're never going to come.
Right.
You know, and
They don't know
I
what they
find
don't know.
that like for years that was kind of the mindset. Well, people expected other people to know about this.
Right.
And you have to tell them. You have to
Nope.
generate awareness. You have to communicate. You have to market.
Right.
You have to share a message. And
Marketing's
that's-
so important.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We were just talking about that the other day, with the North End here in Clinton, and then of course downtown Fulton. A lot of those businesses are experiencing a little bit of a sales decline due
Yeah.
to the closure of the North Bridge. But there's only one fix action for that, and that is get creative.
Right.
Think outside the box. Be curious. Understand who your target customers are. Create a message that draws them in regardless of the level
Right.
of construction. Give them a reason to come to you. And if all you're going to do is sit back and say, well, they know I'm here and they're just not supporting me, shame on you. And if
They're
you
not
fail,
gonna
you fail.
come.
That
You know,
doesn't
it's just,
work. Yeah.
It doesn't work. You have to be hustling every single day.
Got to grind.
I saw Rastrelli's has like some coupons out,
Yeah,
for
you gotta
10%
get
off
creative.
or whatever, 'cause
Right.
they understand it's a little bit farther of a drive,
Yeah.
to get there. But yeah,
Right.
they're
I
doing
made a
something about
recommendation the
it.
other day. I was like, for every $100 spent in my restaurant, we'll give you a $10 gas card. And just to say a little message like, we appreciate you going the extra mile.
That's a great
We know
idea.
it wasn't easy for you to get here.
Right.
We want to give you something in return.
That's a great idea.
And I would drive, and you're not talking
5
Narnia
minutes.
here.
No.
You're talking the South Bridge to Fulton.
I've lived in
or South
places-
Bridge to North End Clinton. I mean, it's a little bit of a distance, a little bit of a hassle, but it's not a deal breaker.
You have lived in big cities or
Mm-hmm.
around big cities, and I have too. Have you? Have you lived in bigger cities?
Jeez.
Clinton, Iowa. I went to UNI, so I was
Okay,
in Cedar
well-
Falls for a minute.
I know what it's like to have to drive a distance to get somewhere in the same town where you live. Clinton is not that place. Clinton
yeah.
is not that far to get. You can walk it.
You know how much I love if I have a 9 o'clock meeting, I don't have to leave my house till 8:48-ish.
Isn't that the truth?
There's
I
no
mean,
traffic. I'm not worried about traffic.
I don't care if you live. I didn't have any problem when I lived on 30th Avenue North getting to Target, which
Yeah.
was out on the west side.
Without
no
a
problem.
bypass.
I could have walked it. And
know.
so, I mean,
People
that's,
complain about the construction around here. And I'm
Oh,
thinking,
phooey. Come on.
Like, come on. The
Adapt.
the detour's a quarter mile that way, a quarter mile this way. You're back and you're out. I
Right.
understand it's a struggle, and I do empathize with those businesses that have
I do too.
the increased traffic volume void of the construction. But you got to be creative in order to battle it out,
Right.
just like we did during COVID.
Start
COVID
being
was
loud.
a year of our life that was gone. Many businesses struggled, but those that succeeded had a plan,
Right.
were creative, embraced the fact that there was a pandemic, and had fun with it.
And it's so easy now with Facebook. Just get on there and shout it out loud. I'm here and this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're open. Say that we're doing a construction sale.
Yeah.
Use it.
If you're a retailer, do a basically leverage e-commerce,
Right.
Shopify, all these different things that are out there,
Mm-hmm.
and and go ahead and just take like a video inventory of everything you have. Talk about your products.
Good move. Yep.
Maybe have a little bit of a discount just to entice people. Don't undervalue your product.
No.
Just a little discount to get people excited.
You can do it.
And then maybe free delivery to anybody that's in the local area.
Good
Something
idea.
like that. I mean, you just got to get creative because, yes, it's going to be difficult for people to transition from point A to point B with the construction, but it's not the end of the world.
I mean, come on. You've
It'll
been
be
through it
great in the
before.
end.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yep.
You know who we need to mention too? Our very own Matt Parbs.
Yeah. Matty
Wow.
Ice.
Matty Ice.
I don't know what I did.
Matty Ice. I
Like,
love
I
it.
reflect back the first year of Grow Clinton. I was running around like my hair was caught on fire.
Aw.
There were so many administrative things that needed to be done following the merger. So many balls that were dropped in transition, not on purpose, but just
Can't be helped.
afterthoughts, right?
Yeah.
Not priority at the time, and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I got to do this. I don't know what I did. So having Matt on staff is a huge benefit because I'm able to delegate a lot of things to him. He's a quick study.
He is.
He helps me out tremendously. He's dependable. He's trustworthy, and he's very, very knowledgeable.
He is.
So I think we are firing on all cylinders. Here
He's
at Grow Clinton.
delightful too. I mean, he's fun to
All
have
right,
around.
enough about Matt. Let's stop talking. No, I'm
And
just
he's a
kidding.
great cook.
Yeah, he is.
He
That's-
made some cake.
Oh my,
yesterday.
that cake! Wow.
well,
Anyway,
anyways, but long story short, great staff. Stacy, thank you for all you're doing. Again, workforce development, talent attraction. She is your point of contact for anything regarding career opportunities throughout the region. If you want to come in and represent your company and speak to a group of students, let her know. Go to growclinton.com. All of our staff contact information is on there. Hit her up. Jenny's the member relations coordinator, so you can contact her if you want to know more about Grow Clinton. If you want to
Yes.
become a member. If you're not a member, you want to be.
just talk to me.
Because there's a lot of cool stuff that's going
Yeah.
on that can benefit your business. We're full of ideas.
Love it.
Thank you again to Miles Communications, milestelephone.com, hooking us up with high-speed fiber internet. I like to say it's wicked fast because it is.
Wicked
I tell you
fast,
what,
kid.
like now when we do this podcast and I upload the podcast before with our old provider, not to be mentioned, it would take a very long time.
Yes, I remember you
Yeah,
saying that.
very long
It
time.
took forever.
Yep.
Mhm.
Wicked fast now. Wicked fast.
Wicked fast, kid.
Saves me a whole bunch of time. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. We will be closed tomorrow here at Grow Clinton, our office at 721 South 2nd Street, due to the fact that we have our annual golf outing out at Valley Oaks. So all staff is going out there to assist. It's all hands on deck. So our office will be closed. That said, we'll see you on Monday, folks. Stay classy.
Thank you for listening to the Grow Clinton podcast. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on all your socials.